Hey, hey, hey! It's Camaro with Dying to DIY. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you all are having a great start to your weekend, getting ready for a productive week. Let me know what you guys have got going on for the weekend. As for my family and I, we are actually going to be in Anaheim, California this whole week. We'll be going to Disneyland and California Adventure and going to Universal Studios. We are so excited. Oh my goodness, so excited. Just a few more days left and we'll be heading out. So if you guys are watching this video right now on October 15th, that means we are on our way. We're driving to California as we speak. As I speak. Yeah, so my son's birthday is on October 13th, so he's turning 12 this year. We figured it would be a great way to celebrate his birthday and just go on a family vacation and have the time of our lives. So with that being said, happy birthday, Landon. Mama loves you. Anyway, for this video, I have a couple of fun and colorful, more traditional Halloween DIYs to share with you guys. And with not that many weeks left until Halloween, we better just get right to crafting. Alright, so for these first two projects, I'm going to be using these Boo and Eek signs from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to start by removing the hanging jute twine on the top right there because I'm not going to be hanging these. Next, I'm taking my Mod Podge and a foam brush and these two pieces of scrapbook paper. I'm going to apply a really good coat of the Mod Podge on each of the signs, and then I'm just applying the scrapbook paper on top. For the Boo sign, I am using this orange and black, more like rustic and antique scrapbook paper. I really liked the look of this one. So I'm just trying to make sure that, everything lines up and the Boo sign fits perfectly on there. I did want to do the lines straight, but unfortunately the Boo sign was way too big, so I did have to kind of put it at like an angle, like a little catty corner type of thing. But that's okay. I think it still turned out really, really cute. So then I'm just taking my little plaid roller and just rolling out all the bubbles and the ripples. Also, highly recommend one of these things. If you guys don't have one, they are amazing. Love it. Obsessed. Makes everything so easy and convenient. Once I was done with the Boo sign, I just moved on to the Eek sign. And for the Eek sign, I used this black and orange polka dotted paper. I thought it was super, super cute as well. So I just did the same exact thing. Added the Mod Podge, added the scrapbook paper, and rolled out all of the ripples and the wrinkles and such. After I gave them, adequate amount of time to dry, I'm just taking an X-Acto knife and going around the edges just to remove that excess scrapbook paper away from each of the signs. For the middle of the letters, I just poked a hole where I knew the hole was going to be, and I just kind of followed the edge, feeling my way as I went, and just, removed the inside of each of those letters. Here is how the Boo sign was looking once I was done with all of that. And then I just did the Eek sign off camera for you guys. It was just the same exact process. And here they are together. So cute so far. My next step was to take these wood rounds that I bought from Walmart, and I'm just going to take some black paint and paint each of those black. So once I had both of them painted and they had time to dry, I am just taking these candle holders from Dollar Tree, two of them in the same pattern, like the column is the same pattern. And then I'm going to be taking E6000 and hot glue, and I'm going to glue one of the rounds on each of the candle holders, just right on the top there. The candle holders have a little dip in the middle, and this was just a great way to give me a solid flat surface, so that way I can glue each of the signs on there. Sorry, that was my daughter. Okay, as I was saying, I'm going to be gluing the Boo and the Eek signs, one on each of the candle holders. I'm just taking the E6000 and hot glue and doing that. Next, I'm going to be taking these ghost ornaments. These are actually from Family Dollar, but of course you can get them at Dollar Tree and I think at the 99-cent only store. I was just unable to find them at my Dollar Tree, so luckily I found them at Family Dollar this year. And I'm just taking 3 of those and painting them white. And then after that, I'm taking this Kills Dark Wax, and I'm just going around the edges with some cheesecloth. Too many THs in there. With some cheesecloth, and just kind of antiquing and giving these ghosts an aged look, just because I'm going to be gluing these onto the Boo sign, and the Boo sign already has an antiqued aged look already. So I just wanted, everything to be nice and cohesive. And here they are all together. Super, super cute. I love the aged look on there. Next, I am just taking my hot glue and I'm gluing this first one on the back of the sign, like so. I just wanted his eyes to be popping out in his mouth. And the second one, I did the same thing. I just glued it onto the back. But for the third one, I did decide that I wanted to glue this one on the front. So I just filled in the hole, where the little twine piece would go, with some Dollar Tree spackling. And then I just did the same steps of painting it white and then distressing it and antiquing it with the wax. And then I glued it right there on the front. And that was it. Here's how this one turned out. My goodness. Love it, love it, love it so much. I think it is so stinking cute. Says boo, and it has the little ghost. I can't get enough of it. I love it, and I love the look and the feel of it too. So let me know what you guys think of this one down below. Alright, so now I'm going to finish the eek sign, and I'm taking these little plastic rings from Dollar Tree, and I'm just picking out a couple of black and couple of orange ones, and then I'm cutting the ring part off of there. And then I took 2 little skulls from Dollar Tree and I spray painted those black. And then I'm just going about and gluing these where I see fit. So I glued down the head and the spiders. And then after that, it was going to be done, but I just realized the letters were blending too much together. It was hard to kind of read it. So I just took a Sharpie marker and I just went around the edges to kind of accentuate it, and voila, here is how that one turned out. And I love this one too. This one is super fun. The other one has that more rustic vibe, but this one just has that fun spook factor for Halloween, and I think it looks totally, totally great. Also, I think these would be so cute kind of matching, but I did want to give you guys 2 different looks for these. Alright, on to my next 2 projects. Again, I'm going to be using these ornaments. We have a ghost, cat, hat, and a pumpkin. And I just did 2 sets of each, and then I just painted those white with my Waverly chalk paint, and then I picked out some raw wooden beads and I painted them orange, black, and white. I kind of played around with a design off camera, and then that's how I knew how many beads I needed to paint in which colors. Sorry, my goodness, my word today. And then so once I just planned out the color scheme and how I was going to string them on, I just had to string them on there. So I did a black bead, a white bead, an orange bead, and then I just finished that pattern with a white and then a black. And then I'm going to be stringing on one of the ornaments. In this case, the ghost is first. And I just repeated that pattern all throughout the garland until it was completely finished. Alright, and here is how the first garland turned out. So cute. I really love the contrast of the colors with the white and the black. Well, you have mostly white, and then you have the pops of orange and black. I love it. I personally did this one to keep in my house. I had a certain spot for it, and that's why I wanted to leave the ornaments white and then just kind of add the pops of the black and orange. Definitely feel free to paint yours whichever color you want. And here I decided to do an orange one for you guys, again, just to give you just a little bit of variation. 2 of the same kind of projects, but just a little bit different. On the pumpkins, I added some spiders this time, and then the beads in the middle, I did a black and white pattern, and then the next one I did a white, black, white pattern. So I kind of just alternated the colors as I went, and this one still turned out so cute. I love them both. They each actually have a spot in my house, and I totally love the way that these ones turned out. So let me know how you guys feel about them too. Alright, for this next project, I'm going to be using this spring wreath from Dollar Tree. And I just took it outside and gave it a good coat of spray paint. And then I kind of went through and picked out all of my spider decor pieces this year that I've collected. And I just dumped those out so that way I can get a good idea of just to be able to grab things and go. And then I just started gluing them all over this wreath. Just here, there, and everywhere. Once I had enough spiders, I'm taking my hot glue and going on the back of the wreath just all over the place. All over the place. I thought this would give it a really cool like spider web looking effect. And so that's why I did that. And I just kind of played with it and was like, you know what, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I can clean it up really easy because it's just hot glue and you can just pull it right off. But I did actually like the way that it turned out. So I left it and I think it looks really, really cool. So once the spider mess web was done, I took my larger purple spider and I just took the tip of my hot glue and just kind of melted a hole right into the middle of the spider's butt. And then I took a string, tied it to the spider, and then I'm tying it to the wreath. I thought this would be a really cool effect to have like the spider crawling or hanging down from the wreath like spiders do. And here is how it turned out. Loving it. I think it is super fun and just spunky and colorful. Yeah, I thought it'd be really cool to have a wreath covered in spiders. All right, on to the next two projects. I know, I'm just in my head, I'm like, this is kind of like a double toil and trouble video. You know, I'm taking like two of the same or like similar items and making two projects. But anyway, I am taking these cloth napkins that are from the 99-cent only store. And I'm just going to start by doing the black and white buffalo check one first. And then I will do the orange one for you off camera since each step is going to be exactly the same. So to start off, I am just laying them down flat and matching up corner to corner. The patterns are facing each other, on the inside. So that way when we glue everything together, we're going to turn it right side out so that we have some nice, clean, crisp, straight seams on the sides of our pillows. So I'm just gluing one edge at a time and just making my way all the way around until I get to the last edge, which I'm only going to glue halfway. So that way I can turn it right side out like so. And that way I have a little corner that I can start stuffing with my fluff. So now I'm just, turning it right side out and just making sure I pop out each of the corners and everything is nice and straight. And also that the seams are glued together, because if there's any spots that are coming apart, I want to re-glue those before I start stuffing it and close it up. So now it is ready to be stuffed with all of my fluff. Also, don't tell my fiance that I did de-stuff one of our couch pillows and I used the fluff for this pillow, but it's fine. It's fine, right? He ain't gonna know. He's not gonna know. So I'm just stuffing it, as full as it needs to be. I just want it, extra fluffy. So once I do feel like I have enough fluff in there, I'm just going to fold the corners inside on each other and then just gluing those pieces together just so it matches with the rest of the pillow. So that way the seams are just, nice and clean and straight. And I'm just going all the way down and gluing it until, everything is nice and glued together. Give it a couple of good smacks and a pillow massage, and voila, he is ready to go. He is ready to be placed on your couch or like a little accent chair, wherever you want to place him. I think it is totally cute. I love the black and white buffalo check look, and then you have just a cute little simple pumpkin on the corner. Obsessed, yes. And like I said, I did the orange and black one off camera for you. Same exact steps. Again, I did use my couch pillow to fluff it. I'm out of fluff, you guys, so sorry. So I guess I better make a trip to the store to get some fluff so I don't have to deconstruct all of our couch pillows. Okie dokie, artichoke. We're on to the last project. And I'm going to be using this pumpkin wreath form from Dollar Tree. And I took it outside and gave it a good coat of black spray paint. I know it's hard to see. These are already like a dark green color, but I did want mine to be black, so I did take it outside and spray painted it black. And then I am just very carefully prying the inside wires away from the outer wreath frame. And I just want to remove the tops of those, like so. And then next, I just kind of went over a pattern off camera to figure out how I needed to color my wooden beads. And I just did a black, it's not black, orange and white pattern. So I'm just stringing those beads on there. White, orange, white, orange, white, orange. And then I'm just going to complete the pattern by doing the opposite color on each inside of the strands, like the metal, what do you call those? Wires? I don't know. The pumpkin looking strands in the middle. I'm so sorry. Anyway, here you go. We have white, orange, white, orange, white, orange, and then orange, white, orange, white, orange, white, right? So once I had all my beads on there, I just need to fix the pumpkin and glue those middle wires back to the outer frame. So I just took my multi-purpose tool and I bent them in kind of an L shape, so that way it gives it like a base, so that way I can take this floral wire, and I'm just going to be using my E6000 and hot glue and wrapping the pieces back into place, if this makes sense. So I'm going to use my glue the L-shaped prong on the back of the wreath frame, and then I'm taking my wire and kind of going in like an X-like pattern, so that way it secures the metal piece from all angles and all corners, and then it's just going to keep everything nice and secure and nice and secure and in place, so that way it doesn't break away from the wreath frame. I am so sorry. I hope that was kind of a mess. So hopefully you guys understand that and I explained it as well as I could. But you can see I'm just doing like an X pattern. So I'm going in one direction and then I'm crisscrossing and going into the opposite direction. And then I'm going to reinforce it some more with some hot glue. And I'm trying to make it the little like mending thing as small as possible, not like as big, not big and bulky. But yeah, I just did the same exact thing all the way down until they were all mended and fixed like so. My next step was to just take some black paint and just cover those mended places just so everything blends in. I knew I was going to cover those up, but I'd rather have them painted first rather than having to go back in later and paint around things that I already glued to the top of the wreath. So now I'm just kind of playing with patterns and such, and I'm going to be gluing these beads into place. So again, just taking the hot glue and E6000. This Arizona heat, like if I put this wreath on my front door, the sun is just going to melt it right off. So I really need that E6000 to kind of help like solidify, because the hot glue will just, it'll melt right off and the beads will just be everywhere. So I'm just starting by gluing, one bead at the top of each of those strands. So the orange, white, orange, white, orange, white. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom beads. Once I had those beads glued into place, I just kind of played around with the pattern like off camera to see where I wanted to glue the middle beads. And so I just decided to glue the two outer strands are the same, and then in the middle it's kind of alternating, so the second and fourth strands are the same, and then the third and fifth strands are the same. Hopefully that makes sense. As I go through this process, it should start to click, but this is just personal preference, you guys, so definitely glue the beads however you would like. If you want them all the same distance away from each other, I think that would look really cool. I was just trying to, play around here and just be creative and use my imagination. So here is how they ended up looking. I think it looks pretty neat. I feel like a chevron pattern would have been really cool too, but maybe next time. So next step, I'm going to be taking some berry picks from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gluing those at the top there. I think these berry picks were just the perfect touch. They have like a leaf accent and then some berries on the top, so it kind of looks like a pumpkin leaf, or that vibe. And it also covers the spots that I mended, like the wire areas that I had to glue back into place. So I just took some of those berry picks and I just glued them until I was happy with it. Next, I just took one of my leftover spiders from the last project, the spider wreath project, and I'm just gluing him down onto the wreath at kind of an angle. I thought this was a cool spot for him to be. And then I'm taking some of this orange burlap from Dollar Tree and just making a really simple type of bow just to go right on the top in between the berry picks, just to cover up the rest of the mended spots, so that way everything is nice and concealed and incognito. So I just made that bow and then I tied it onto the wreath and just added some hot glue. And then I took a little hand and a spider and then also some of these what are those? What are those? Metal signs from Dollar Tree that say beware and haunted. And here you go. This is how it turned out. Love it. I think it is so cute. I really love just the Halloween vibes and the fun but spooky factor. It says beware and haunted. It's got the spider coming at you. I love it. This one is a little bit more tedious, but I think all of the work in the end makes it totally, totally worth it. Alright guys, well that is all I have for you. It's time to just take you on a little walkthrough through my house of where some of these projects ended up, and then also just taking you on a little journey through some of my Halloween decorations this year. So this is one of the areas, and this is kind of where the orange and black pillow ended up on that little accent chair that I have, and then also the orange garland kind of just ended up in my little what is that, like cubby shelf type of thing that I made. And here you can see some of my bat decor. It goes all the way around my living room, and then I have some of that creepy I don't know why I keep saying creepy cloth. Like, this is the second or third time I've tried to record this. Creepy cloth. And then it goes through some more bats, and then to this cute little area, which I am loving, obsessed, totally cute. The sign at the top, dead and breakfast in. Love it. And this is, you know, why you can see that I did this garland white. I have like the white window pane and then the white shutters, but then with the black creepy cloth. So I really wanted that white to just kind of, you know, the black and white to contrast with each other, and then you just have a little pop of orange here and there. And then here is a look at that other little pillow. These do end up being on my couch. I think they just really complement the couch area, and they're just a really good size as well. They're like 18 by 18 inches, so totally a good couch pillow. And then also that little wreath. That pumpkin wreath is going to end up on my front door, but I did just want to record it inside just with some nice good lighting on a white background. And then here is that spider wreath. Ooh, creepy. It's really funny because I don't like spiders, and I have so much like spider decor this year. It's so weird, but I don't know. Do you guys like spiders? I can do snakes and lizards and stuff like that, but I just don't like spiders. It's a no from me. But here's this cool little area. I love how I hung the witches' hats up there this year. They just look like they're floating. Loving it. And then last but not least, the boo and the eek signs. They are totally cute. They're just kind of hanging out on my sofa table. I just have some other, you know, orange and black and purple type of decor just to tie everything in together. But yeah, guys, well, I hope you guys enjoyed these crafts, these DIYs. Let me know which one is your favorite down below. I can't wait to hear all about it. Also, again, so excited. I am probably at the beach right now, or who knows, maybe I'm in Disneyland by the time you're watching this. I don't know, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.